hard at work at preparing for Nebraska here, and obviously for going back out on the road here. And it's a Nebraska team that obviously you saw the other night. They're without one of their leading scorers. It was at Illinois, a really good Illinois team. It was a game right there through all the way till the end. They're playing really well. They're playing with a great purpose in life. They spread you out offensively. Fred does an amazing job with his scheming. They've obviously shot it really well here, outscored us in the second half, 43-42 here at our place, and caused us a lot of problems. Be a great environment. We'll need to play well. As far as where Kyle is at right now, he's day to day and continues to be evaluated. Obviously, all of us saw the injury the other day, so we'll know more here with each passing day.
Will he make the trip in uniform?
He'll make the trip, yes, and we'll decide tomorrow whether or not he'll be in plain clothes or uniform.
Was that a game time shoot around decision?
I think it'll be a shoot around. We'll know by shoot around for sure. We'll know by shoot around, and I'm not certainly promising anything one way or the other, but it was a significant ankle sprain.
Has DJ resumed any activities with the team?
No, he's not. He's not been back with the group. We're really excited. It's great to have DJ back here on campus. Great to have him back. But we've not. He's just resumed academic activities.
So no training table, no weightlifting.
No, he's been going through the process, the medical process of kind of all that goes into that, meeting with the appropriate medical personnel, therapist, and all those things that I think he and his family, as well as we as his coaches, are in full support of, and excited that he's going through that. We've got obviously great support and great help here, so we're really glad he's going through that. It's great to have him back.
Is there a timetable for his return?
No.
To any team activities?
No.
Do you feel any better about Kyle than you did when it initially happened?
I feel about the same.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I feel about the same. And it's an unfortunate thing. He's had a go of it. I think he and our team have had a go of it when it's come to injuries. There's no question that's been the case. He's obviously a really important part of what we do, and played well against Nebraska last time we played them. It's kind of, we're learning more day to day.
I know after the game you talked about, obviously EJ is one guy that Kyle can't play, you need more of, but you were able to play 3-guard lineups for most of the second half. And I know you only have 3 guards at this point. Mm-hmm. What's your comfort as far as trying to stretch minutes and having all 3 guards on the court at the same time right now?
Well, I think it's definitely something, if he can't play, that we're going to have to take a serious look at for, whether that's starting or coming off the bench. That's definitely going to have to be a big part of what we do. Obviously, we're down some bodies right now. 2 guys that started the last time we played Nebraska are out. It'll be a variety of guys that will. It's exciting in some ways because they're going to have the opportunity to step up here on the road, and that'll be obviously our 3-guard lineup, as well as it could be somebody else off the bench, whether that's Zoe or Ibrahim or Danny or Harry.
And you mentioned Zoe on your radio show, and you said he's been a tough year for him. You said kind of some things in practice, and just where is he, I guess, and as far as being able to give you a couple of minutes if you need it? Like you said, you're going on the road and you've had your struggles there this year. Where is he as far as being able to, if you need to chip in and give you something?
Yeah, I think he can give us, I certainly think Alonzo can give us some minutes for sure. And during this stretch, that's, I'm excited to be able to kind of see him in action. He's done that throughout the year at various times. He's just been, well, it's a knee, he had a knee sprain, had some flu issues, just that have kept him out of some stuff. But he's been healthy here for a little while now.
Similarly, I think 6 guys were the only ones that played in the second half. Is that feasible going forward, or do these other guys that you just mentioned have to step up while other guys are out?
I don't think it's feasible for the long term, no. I don't think it's feasible for the long term. I don't think that's sustainable. You're obviously we're gonna need Justin as well as some of those other guys I mentioned to be ready to go. Yeah, I don't think that's sustainable.
What can't you do in practice, just based on numbers right now?
Very limited with some of our kind of what we did maybe a month ago or 2 months ago, where you're going like evening the teams out and going, scarlet versus gray scrimmage stuff. It's hard to do that right now with Musa and Justice on a three-wheel, whatever you call those things, and Kyle out now, and DJ out now. So, but that's the big thing.
Are you able to do any 5-on-5 like that?
We can, Jake Diebler has been added to the rotation of practice, and for a few weeks now, with Kyle being in and out of being able to practice, and sometimes Luther being in and out of being able to practice. So he's been a mainstay on the scout team, and T will have to play some as well.
And I was wondering if I don't know if there's something that really stands out when you go on the road and things don't go the way you want them to. Is there something that maybe that you've sort of dialed in on that we need to be better in this area on the road?
Have to be tougher, have to be more, have to have a better response in the moment. We're going to experience great adversity, I'm sure, tomorrow night. A team that plays very well at home. Every team they played there, it's been very much a game into the last segments of the game. So I think we just have to have a tougher mindset, more mature, and then our older guys have to lead the way there. Our older guys have got to lead the way there with our response from the get-go. Obviously, we're down one of our captains, but Andre, Kaleb, CJ Walker, those older guys have to step forward, and I know they will.
Is there any kind of opportunity for you to give your team just a reminder, maybe go back and show them who the last team Nebraska did beat, and that was Iowa, who's one of the better teams in the league? I mean, it's easy, I guess, to not overlook, because you're going on the road in the Big Ten. That's right. Obviously, you don't need to look at where they were in the standings, but they've lost, 11 or 12 straight. They're 7-19. It's a rough-looking record, but if you sleepwalk for a second, you can get beat in this league.
Exactly, and that's where the maturity of your mind, of your team, comes into play. We've had those conversations. I think they understand, whether it was them outscoring us here 43-42, or they saw that they had Maryland at Maryland, a chance to tie or win at the buzzer, and they've seen all the close scores, whether it be a number of close scores. So we know it's going to be a challenge, and it's a fair point. That comes down to the maturity of your group.
With the foul shooting, have you done anything with how many shots you get up in practice this year, or more dedication on that front?
No, really haven't. No, have not. Have not done anything, and hopefully, knock on wood, that continues. But have not changed anything.
Have you ever been a part of a team that had made 21 in a row in a game like that?
I don't think so. I'd have to think. I don't remember. Being a part of a team that had that. I think our guys had a good concentration in the game the other day, and we talked about that, needing to be better in that area. We had a good good concentration, and obviously, great respect for Maryland, as we do with everybody in our league.
You said after the game that you don't know if you can beat really good teams without making a lot of threes. That's kind of what some of your personnel is. When you're not making threes, what needs to compensate for that?
Have to be better defensively. We have to be more consistent, better defensively. We have to find ways to score through the paint, whether the drive or the offensive rebound or the post-ups. Just have to be, better defensively.
Because when I was looking at some of the numbers, and you have 2 wins where you've shot worse than 36% from 3, and they were Kentucky and Cincinnati. And those things that you're talking about right there, is that when you think about why you were able to win those games the way they did, are those some of the common factors that you would think of on those 2 games?
Yeah, more consistent defensive effort. More consistent defensive effort. I think that was the case in those 2 games in particular. I'd have to go back and look at the numbers, but we just have to continue to. And I think you got to play through the paint. You're going to have to do that on the road as well, but it begins with our defensive effort. And this group really tests you in terms of Nebraska, your ability to defend. They really test you with the way they can spread you out.
We talked a lot about how Kyle Young does a lot for this team, and he's a physical presence, high energy guy. And earlier in the year, you kind of said you wanted more of that from EJ, and against Maryland, he kind of threw his body around, fighting for offensive rebounds and playing physical. But might not have seen that earlier in the year. Just how have you seen him progress, and what does he bring to this team?
Well, I thought his rebounding was critical in the second half. I said that after the game. I thought EJ was instrumental in us stemming the momentum of that particular game when it was touch and go there. He got a couple offensive rebounds, yet he kept one ball alive that Andre finished. He just continues to progress, and sometimes it shows up in his points, but we see things in like his activity on the glass. Really, really proud of EJ. He just got to continue to keep growing. One final point. I don't know that I just want to reflect back, and obviously we've got an important game to play, so I don't want this to be a distracting point at all. But I continue to take issue with the comments that I have a ton of respect for Mark and the Maryland team and the Maryland program, but I just continue to take issue with the way he characterized Kaleb's play. I think it's inappropriate. I've never seen this much conversation after a loss. And I understand there's probably some maneuvering in terms of the next game that they play, but no one is scrutinized in terms of officiating more than Kaleb Wesson, and he's had to adjust. He has had to adjust. You guys in here know that he has had to adjust the last couple years. And when we played in College Park, they flopped a couple times, and it was called, and we shot a technical free throw on it, and we showed that could be the case again. He has got his fair share of calls against him. He's adjusted, but no one is scrutinized, or at least more. He's scrutinized as much as anybody in this league when it comes to officiating, and he's had to adjust. And he's going to have to continue to adjust. And I thought that, those comments afterwards were just, we're quite honestly a little bit out of place. Again, tremendous respect for Mark. I think he's a fantastic coach. I think the job that he's done this year is tremendous. And they've got a team that is going to be well positioned for a great run. They've had a great season, but and we're certainly moving on. But it was hard to let that one rest.
Is this in relation to solely his post-game comments, or things he did make some other reference to it? I saw a fresh comment.
Yeah, I
Something
just
else
think
he said since he got back to College Park.
Yeah, I think the continued dialogue, is why I'm addressing it.
But was anything brought to your attention as far as an altercation between one of their players and the fans?
One of their players?
Yeah, one of their players and the fans.
No,
Okay.
nothing.
I wasn't sure if there was something that came up as well.
No, nothing. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, nothing
Okay.
along those lines happened. If it did, it was I don't think anything like that happened.
Was anything raised to you or him during the game by officials about contact between he and Jalen Smith during the game?
No.
You know, sometimes they come over and they
Yeah,
talk to you.
right, no. No, I thought, as a matter of fact, I thought that was certainly not the most physical game we've been involved in. And I just think in general, my point is the fact that Kaleb has been, understandably so, Kaleb's a difficult guy to officiate because of how big he is. But he has had to adjust in the hours of film that we've watched so that he would continue to grow and adjust. The kid deserves some credit for being in less foul trouble than what he is this year. And there's a fine line because we're always want him to be physical, but at times physical play can result into offensive fouls. So it's huge that his technique is good. His technique's been outstanding. His technique was very good in that game. It's something he'll continue to grow and improve in. But I just, I thought the whole characterization of his play was wrong and out of place. All right, thanks, guys.